can I just share with you some practical arrangements? We've actually had our fire test this morning, so the alarm will not go unless it is a fire. So the fire exits are down the stairs that are just outside the lecture theatre, and that you'll be able to see the nearest exit. The toilets are on the ground floor, just at the foot of the stairs here. There are more toilets actually if you walk right the way along through the Eden building, and there's more on the left there. Could I ask you to turn off your mobile phones, or if you're unable to turn them off for any reason, at least make sure that you've got them on silent. Coffee is served in the atrium where you all signed in. However, there are additional facilities for coffee and tea and so on in the coffee bar here just as you come out of the theatre, and across the road next to the refectory. Sandwiches will be served at lunchtime, but again there's more facilities in both the coffee bars if anybody should wish to use them. Now, I'd just like to say that you probably find the conferences a difference. Sometimes you come to conferences and you expect to see keynote speakers who are published in textbooks. We have the real experts here today, and they are the experts in the field. I would like to say, however, that not everybody is an expert presenter, and we've got lots of technology here that we're using, so please bear with us if there are any hiccups. Right, I'd now like to introduce Dr. Linda Rush, who's going to open our conference for us today. Thank you, Linda.
I suppose this is the one thing that is recognisable in most conferences, where there's somebody who's welcoming you all here, and it is a real pleasure to welcome you here to this particular conference. I love the name, the story of a collaborative inquiry, because collaboration is really dear to my heart. So dear, in fact, that just recently there was a book on my bedside entitled Working Together by Michael Eisner, and what I found particularly interesting in that book is there were lots of stories about people coming together to collaborate for the purpose of learning, which I think essentially is what this conference is about. Not just learning for children or for student teachers, say, or for academics, but for everybody, learning for all. But I loved what this, on the front cover of it, not the front cover, but on the inside cover of this page, of the book, there's a little memo written by Michael Eisner, but he also has this comment. For him, he felt there were 3 ingredients for good working together, so to speak. And he said, for him it was about friendship. He thought that was a very important ingredient for successful working together. He also thought that this idea of love was really important. And thirdly, he also said hard work. For successful working together, for successful collaborations, you have to work hard. It's harder working together than working on your own. But I think it's so much more powerful when you do work together. But I really believe that's true. For me, collaboration is a fundamental part of successful learning. So much so that I'm actually foregrounding it in terms of all our relationships with schools and broader educational settings here at Hope with respect to teacher education. And I say teacher education, not initial teacher education, because we're concerned about not just the learning of our students who want to become teachers or other kinds of educators within broader education settings, but also professionals working out there in those contexts that our students are learning within, and ourselves. And so we're interested in this idea of initial, early and continuing professional development, continuing lifelong learning. And I see this conference as exemplifying my vision of partnership, which essentially is a form of collaboration, beautifully. When I looked at this pack, I was in my bed last night, I was looking through the pack, Joan gave it to me, and I just think this sums up beautifully how there is a very distinct difference in terms of what you all are here for today. But there was one particular, as I was looking through the different pages, I picked up on some individuals who at the start of their inquiries, it could have been one of you sitting in front of me now, and they were sharing what they believed and really valued in, and how that was going to be a starting point for their inquiry in terms of how they could improve their practice or how they could improve their practice with others. And it was about friendship. And I loved the way this person unpacked the importance of friendship and how they felt they wanted that to be enacted in their practice, in all their work and learning, not just for themselves but for others, for the benefit of those children they're looking after and helping. And so when I was in the car this morning, I was driving down here, and I thought, I wonder what should I say? What should I really say? Because I know I've only got a couple of minutes to you all. And I just turned on the radio, and this song came out, and it was "Thank You for Being a Friend." And I just blasted it out in the car, and I was listening to the words. And I think that's what I want to say really, is thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being our friends. Thank you for participating in something which actually, this is the start of something I think incredibly special. And I think if we capture it and share it with others, I think, God, sky's the limit really. So thank you. Thank you for coming here, and thank you for being our friends. Okay. Have a good day, and I hope to see you throughout the sessions when I'm in and out of boring validation events. Okay, thank you very much.
We actually thought that we weren't going to be able to have children, so I guess our baby is a miracle. I'll never forget finding out my wife was pregnant, and I felt strongly that every moment counts with Lucy since way before she was born. I attended each of the scans, and I observed closely her movements that I'm recognising her today. Lucy's birth was the most remarkable, wondrous and scary thing that I've ever experienced, and that was just as a spectator. I can recall each and every moment of our first few hours together as a family. It was like on the London Underground maps where it says, "You are here." We just all collapsed into those moments. I was oblivious to everything else apart from being with my wife and daughter. I can recall some of it now. I remember leaning down to cut the cord, and Lucy reached up and linked her two short arms around mine, and she screamed out loud. I was asked to let Mum know if it was a boy or a girl, and I was just so in awe of this little thing in front of me, staring at her. I don't think I even responded. I remember taking Lucy from the midwife and passing her over to my wife, and we just lay there together and clung on to each other as a little family. It wasn't long before we were crying as Lucy slowly opened her eyes for the first time. And then, sometime later, I was just so made up when the midwife came in and said it was time for Dad to have a hold. And I lay there with Lucy on my chest, and I could feel our hearts beating together. And remember Lucy stretching her arms out towards my face.
Having children changes your life. When your child is born, your emotions begin spinning as if caught in a twister, and you are submerged from reality into a dreamlike experience. With time, you will emerge back into reality, though different than the one from before. You are no longer one, but two, or in my case, second time around with twins, 3. When I had my children, Emily in October 2006, and Thomas and Isabel in 2009, I began a journey like no other. The love you have for your child is incredible. It truly is the most amazing gift. On days when things are hard, a smile or a simple gesture from your child can lift the darkest of clouds. Each new phase of parenthood you enter exposes a part of you that can be kept hidden. These magical moments, often of total vulnerability, are precious and create the memories we hold dear. I feel motherhood is an experience unlike any other. A mother has many roles, too many to mention, but central to all is a desire to love, care and guide their children in a manner that allows them to become the best people they can be. I feel I try to honour my children's different characters and essences and hope they will blossom and grow into competent, understanding and caring individuals. On my journey so far, I have learned that there is no such thing as a perfect mother. Mothers try to do their best, and as a working mum, I will forever have a certain amount of guilt like all working mums have. But I take some comfort from knowing I do the best I can for my children, and when I cannot be there with them, I leave them in the hands of nursery staff who understand my values and work with me to provide the love, guidance and support my children need. Motherhood is a process that never ends. As your child grows and changes, so do you. You want to make everything special for your children and make every moment count.
For my square, I decided I would choose to do my family's happy.
Do you know, Joan, it's been over a year now since I first approached you here at Hope University. Goodness, yes, Janice. And you were getting really frustrated because you were spending lots of money on training for practitioners in early year settings.
Yes, but we weren't really seeing any significant change in practice and significant changes happening back in setting.
So you were looking for a new way of learning. And because of your interest in action research, particularly in practitioner research, you were interested in developing this kind of practice-based learning.
That's right. And funding from the local authority. It's gone on. We managed to get some funding from the local authority for this project. And it was a chance to be innovative and explore with the practitioners a different way of working. And I hadn't ever been given that opportunity before.
So, a new way of learning.
Yes, exactly. You see, I thought it would be a new way to think about learning, and in joining up with the university, establish a way of linking theory and practice.
And work with a group of practitioners who had never seen themselves as potential researchers. They saw research as something that only academics did.
Yes, that's what the challenge was, enabling practitioners to understand that through reflection, they could research their own practice.
As an integral part of their continuing professional development.
That's right, and recognising the difference between this approach and traditional training, because although we'd spent thousands of pounds over the years on training, the actual changes in practice and ways of working,
well, there wasn't any real change.
No, there wasn't any significant change, Joan. There wasn't any significant changes in practice, and it wasn't really making a difference. It wasn't really impacting on children's lives.
Now, where you were coming from, Joan, you've been working with a range of professionals from children's services, and you were getting frustrated because actually you could see how good the practice was, and it didn't matter how good the training was, and the participants would appear to enjoy the course, and the feedback would be good.
And in the best courses, the learning can be very good. There can be a big shift in thinking.
Yet somehow, this new knowledge gained from courses wasn't being transferred back into practice. Yes, there are often issues in the workplace that would make it difficult for practitioners to transfer their learning into their practice settings.
Yes, there are often issues in the workplace. We often have lots of good ideas, but find it hard to implement them, because not everybody was involved in the learning.
And I knew there was excellent work being done in practice that was not being recognised, and it was not informing the worlds of research and policy development. So, we wanted to use practitioner action research to bring together the world of the professional and the world of the academic together. So the question really is, how do we improve practice back in the settings and really impact on children's lives in ways that are transformational? What I was wanting to do was to ground research in the experience of practitioners. And what I was wanting to do was to look at, well, how does change happen? Does it happen from attending courses? Does it happen from reading books? Does it happen through following the instructions of leaders?
Or does change have to come from the practitioners themselves? Who
has got the power to effect change? And it's not as simple as you might think, it's very complex. And people don't usually look at the practitioner's role in this. So we were interested in exploring not just the information and the knowledge, but how transformational learning happens for the practitioners. So when we met Joan, you said that we could explore this in an inquiry. And it was only after meeting with you a few times that I began to understand about the collaborative inquiry, and that it was very much, and still is in fact, a process. And you came with a huge opportunity because you were coming with questions. Yes, lots of questions. So how does sustainable change happen? Where and how is knowledge created?
And really, what is it all about? What it's all about is how to improve practice.
What's that? How to improve practice? I think everyone can research the question, how can I improve my practice? That is what my research is all about. And for many years I've supported masters and doctoral students doing that. It's what I call a living theory approach to action research.
Thank you, Jack. Jack has been very influential in the work that we've been doing, and in this research project that Joan and I set up, we've used the research methodology of the collaborative inquiry and the living theory approach. But look, you're not going to learn very much by me just talking through this, that the real story is from hearing from the practitioners themselves, and we'd like you to watch the rest of the story as it unfolds. So to facilitate the storytelling of the inquiry and to answer some of the questions that we're exploring, we've used this dramatic convention of a cafe where the discussions will take place, and we're going to stop throughout the day at key moments in the storytelling to allow discussion, and there might be questions from the audience. So we're going to have some dramatisations. And in these dramatisations, we've actually got the practitioners themselves who are going to take a lead role in this. But we've also got two experienced actors with us, that's Bernie and Catherine, who are going to join in to facilitate this too. So we're going to start off now with an introduction to some of the key issues on the nature of the role of the early years practitioner, in a scene in which Catherine, who is in fact a nursery manager, one of our nursery managers, and she's playing herself, and she's going to meet Bernie, who is acting the part of someone unfamiliar with the whole world and questioning the whole world of early years and the world of the practitioner. So can I hand over to you two? Okay, thank you.
It was a lovely birthday party. 20 children, pirates and princesses. It was mad. Look, here's the picture of the cake. Oh, it's lovely. And the birthday girl blowing the candles out. Yes. Here's one about Mabel. She can't keep off the rosé. Here's one of Richard on the barbecue, burning the sausages as usual. Yes. There's me dressed as a pirate. Yeah, buggered. And the bouncy castle. And Aunt Mabel. There's Catherine. Oh, what time is it? Oh, listen, I've got to go.
Okay, see you later.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Listen, I've got to go pick Jamie up. You don't mind? I've got your drink. All right, I'll be back later. This is Bernie.
Hi, Bernie. Hi.
Bernie, Catherine. You don't mind, do you, Bernie?
Yes, no, you'll be fine.
Okay. Catherine owns a child nursery. Oh. I'll see you later. And she's also trained as a barrister.
Oh,
I'll
see you later.
Okay, see you later.
Really?
Yes, that's right.
A barrister?
Yes, a barrister.
Wow. Ooh. So how come it that you're now in charge of a children's nursery?
Well, my circumstances changed. I had a daughter of my own, thought, not going to fit in very well, so I'm going to have a change of career.
That's a big change then.
Well, it was a big change, but you know, every day my job now is absolutely fascinating. There's always something new to do.
But Catherine, you could have been a barrister.
Bernie, I'm a barrister. But what I do now working with children is a lot more important to me. I need to use the skills and expertise as a barrister, and it's just as important. And the most important thing is, I'm just as passionate about this as I was before.
But I mean, Catherine, it is easy to get into, isn't it? I mean, it's not like training to be a barrister, surely. I mean, that must be so demanding. I mean, anyone can be a nursery worker, can't they?
I'm sorry, Bernie. I hear this all the time, and that just isn't true. That's what the problem is. One of the main jobs I have is getting the right people to do the job and to do it really, really well.
So what happens when people go to try and get into the career then? Can we see what happens when they try to actually get into being a nursery worker?
Well, should we have a look at this?
Yes.
If you have a passion, come and talk to us.
The thing is, I'm not really sure what I'd like to do.
How about being a hairdresser? I don't think so. Okay. I know. What about a barmaid? I don't think that's me either, sorry. Okay. A shop retailer. Cash bar.
I mean, no, I don't think that's me either. The thing is, I really don't know what I'd like to do.
Okay. What qualifications have you got?
I've got 3 GCSEs and I did start 6th form,
but it wasn't for you.
No.
What about childcare?
I do like children. And I do a lot of babysitting. I've got 2 little brothers.
Oh, marvellous. Yes, a nursery worker. Well, I'll tell you what. Here you go.
Thanks for all your advice.
All right. Oh, by the way, Laura, here we go. Good luck.
Thanks.
I mean, she'll be all right, won't she? I mean, she'll use her common sense and she'll presumably pick up knowledge and skills. I mean, even if she's not got training and qualifications, I mean, the same as everyone.
Not everyone can do it. Why do you often hear parents say they can't wait to get back to work? Firstly, Bernie, by the way, they were not called nursery nurses, but early years practitioners. And secondly, if you want to do your job well and really care about the well-being of young children, then every moment with that child counts. No matter what that member of staff is feeling, they have to do a brilliant job every moment of every day to make a difference in that child's life. Look, let's have a look at this.
A practitioner has a hard day. Take 1.
feel sad. I want a cuddle from my mum. My Sue today, she makes me feel happy. Yesterday, she loved my painting. I think I'll paint again. I can paint a picture of my mum or Sue and a bouncy castle. I love bouncy castles.
Yay! I'm going to paint a picture for Sue.
What a morning. I could do without all this paperwork today. And I've got preparation for the parents' evening tonight. And I've got loads of applications to sort out too. I think I've got a lot to think about without him giving me a hard time about getting a better paid job. I hardly slept a wink last night after the argument that we had. And I'm definitely not in the mood for work today.
She'll love it.
Sue, look at this, Sue.
Yeah, just a moment, just busy. I'll be with you in a minute.
Oh, I've lost my train of thought now. What was that again? Patience. No one's understanding the world. I'm never going to get this done in time. And I've got to go and cut a break in the baby room.
What's the matter with Sue? She's got a grumpy face on. Maybe she had a dream that a shark was biting her head. I'll show her my picture. She will love it. That'll make her smile. She'll say, "Oh, Ian, a super duper bouncy castles."
Sue, look at my picture.
Oh, Emma, just a minute. You're going to get paint on everything, and I'm busy doing this preparing for Mummy's and Daddy's evening.
Oh, Emma, please, can you just give me a minute?
No, that's not fair. It'll only take a second and it'll make you happy. Sue loved my painting yesterday. Why doesn't she like my painting today? Why doesn't she like me today? Why won't she even look at me? Ah, I'm getting cross. Look at me, Sue. Ooh, my hands are all painted. Ooh.
Sue, look at my hands.
Oh, Emma, go and wash those hands now. Don't get paint on everything. Go and give them a good wash.
I want you to help me, please.
Look, Emma, come on, let's go and ask Amy to help you. Amy, I'll help you now. Amy, where are you? Come and give Emma's hands a wash for me.
I'm never going to get the paperwork done at this rate. There just aren't enough hours in a day to get everything done. I'm stressed at home. I'm stressed here. Emma will have to get Amy to help her. It's always me who does everything. I do it all here and I do it all at home.
She hates me. She thinks my painting's rubbish. I don't like my painting now. It is rubbish. I hate Sue, I hate me, and I hate stupid bouncy castles.
Well, I mean, I can see that sometimes you have your ups and downs. You've obviously had a hard day. But I mean, what can you do about that?
Well, very good. Early years practitioners do an awful lot. Let's watch it again and see how it can be done differently. And let's see if this practitioner understands that every moment counts.
A practitioner has a hard day. Take 2.
I'm tired. I had a bad dream about a shark and it bit my head. I feel sad. I want a cuddle from my mum. Where is Sue today? She makes me feel happy. Yesterday she loved my painting. I think I'll paint again. I could paint a picture of my mum or Sue and a bouncy castle. I love bouncy castles.
Yay! I'm going to paint a picture for Sue.
What a morning. I could do without all this paperwork today, and preparation for the parents' evening tonight. And I've got observations to sort out too. As if you haven't got enough to think about without him giving me a hard time about getting a better paid job. But still, every moment counts. And it is important that the children feel valued and loved. I need to do my best today, even though I am tired and a little bit stressed.
And the bouncy castle has glue, and it is squishy, and it is up in the air. And you have to take your shoes off or it'll go pop. Yay, Sue's here. I'll show her my painting. Wait till Sue sees this. She'll love it.
Sue, look at my painting. Oh, Emma, lovely. Can you show me? What's it all about then? Tell me about your picture.
Well, this is the bouncy castle. I went to the bouncy castle with my mummy at the weekend. I had to up and down, really, really fast. And that's my mummy, and that's me, and that's the big green dinosaur. We've got a big green dinosaur that lives in our garden.
In your garden?
And that's the ice cream. We had ice cream. I love ice cream. Do you like ice cream?
I love ice cream, Emma. What's your favourite?
Chocolate.
Oh, my favourite is strawberry. You've done a strawberry one there, haven't you? Oh, isn't that lovely? I love ice creams and I love bouncy castles too. But this is the best bouncy castle. Should we put this picture up on the wall? And all the children can see it?
Yeah.
And when your mummy comes to collect you tonight after work, she can see it too then, can't she? Okay, let's put it up on the wall then. It's lovely, isn't it?
This is why I do my job. The feedback from the children is just fantastic.
I knew Sue would make me happy. I love my picture and I love Sue.
Did you see that practitioner understands that every moment in that child's life is important, everything is significant, and that she really understood that that moment is never going to come back to that child?
Yes, I mean, I can see that. But, I mean, I'm thinking as well, isn't a lot of it really common sense? Because staff are spending a lot of time doing things like letting them play, feeding them, changing their nappies, everyday things, and getting them into a routine. I mean, really, surely it can't take much training to do that overall.
Bernie, for a child, every day is their learning. You make it sound as like they're little robots and we just treat them all like little robots. That isn't the way it is. A child is not just an object to be filled and cleaned when they need it. Each one is unique, and a valuable member of staff understands that. Every child needs warm, caring experiences, like we saw in that last clip there. Anything you do with a child, even something as practical as changing a nappy, for example, is an opportunity to strengthen your relationship with them. And a good practitioner understands that. Shall we take a look at this?
Right, I'm on nappies. So if I do nappies, you can take it? Yeah, fine. Anybody else been done to it? No, yeah. And then if Laura just steps back to dinner, saying, yeah, okay. Did you not say anything this morning? No, she just said he'd been fine. And then if did you get a cell for us next time? Yeah. Come on, you're next. Did you see that on the telly last night? Oh no, it was from the English, wasn't it? I know, it's a bit of texture. See what it was, but it was too late, wasn't it? Oh yeah. Be honest, it's the next one.
I mean, she did get the job done, didn't she? I mean, the ultimate thing is, so seriously, I mean, what was really wrong with her? I mean, she did it, and she was pleasant enough. I mean, I am wondering how could she have done it differently? It's changing an apple.
Well, it certainly was job done. Well, do you think for that child that was a unique caring experience? Good practitioners understand that care and education go hand in hand. Let's look at the next video and hope you'll begin to understand what I mean.
Do you want to get your dolly? You can hold your dolly while we change your nappy. Shall I put my apron on before we change the nappy? Yeah. That's your nappy, isn't it? Wait, that's your nappy. I'm going to make you all nice and clean. My gloves on. You want a glove on as well? One for Isabel and one for Emma. Good girl. I'll put this one on. And then you can hold the dolly while we change your nappy. Lay down there, good girl. And you hold the dolly. Here you go, little baby. Good girl. Oh, that's a lovely puzzle, isn't it? Good girl. You're holding your baby. Sit. Oh, your glove falling off. Oh dear. Oh dear, put it back on. Where's the handy gone? Clever dear, I see. Ah, where's the fingers gone? Ready, peekaboo. Peekaboo. Your glove, put it back on. Your nappy, I'm going to put your nice clean nappy on you now. Yeah. Put your fingers behind it. You like the wiggly waves, aren't they? What does the wiggly waves do? Wiggly waves like wiggle, wiggle. They like tease. They wiggle around. And they wiggle all around and around. Papa, are you going to sing a song for your papa? I'm doing I'm changing the nappies for the babies. So we stay nice and clean. You've got a nice clean nappy now, haven't you? You've got your glove on like Emma, like a big girl. Well done. There's your papa, look. Who is that? The papa's nappy. You can change the papa's nappy. Oh, that would be good. You've got your glove on, so you're all ready. Papa's nappy. Watching you put your nappy on. Being such a good girl, looking after your papa. Well done. There you go, all done. You want to change your papa's nappy now, by yourself? Oh, good girl. Shall we get you a nappy? We get you a nappy. There we go, there's some wipes. And we'll get you a nappy so you can change your dolly. Oh, you need the apron as well. Clever girl, I'll try to do the apron. Like Emma. You're going to stand up and I'll help you put it on. No. No, do you want it on? Uh-oh, there's the wipes on me so we can clean them all up, isn't it? Take that little bit off there. Put the apron on. We need to get a nappy, don't we? Do you want this on? No, okay. Let's get a nappy for you. Here you go. Here's your nappy for your baby. Where's your glove? Oh, where's your glove one? That's your one, isn't it? Oh, you're such a good girl. How can I change your baby? Is he being good? Shall I help you put your fingers in? Get one. Uh-oh, that one instead. There you go. Clever girl. Are we going to clean him up? Say, lift your legs up, good boy. You wipe him. Oh, well done. Can we put the nappy on now? All clean? Is he all clean? No. Oh, he's not clean yet. Wipes, yeah. You do want your glove on now? Yeah, good girl. You're very clever, aren't you? You're all nice and clean now, and the baby's going to get all nice and clean. Nappy on, yeah? Here's your nappy, baby. That's the wipes to clean them all up, isn't it? And the nappy row will be finished with this now. Is your baby all done? Not done yet? Not yet, okay. We'll put that there. Good. Good. You're going to sing him a song? He doesn't like songs? What about Barbara? Does he like that? Lego? Okie dokie. What you left leg in, out, shake it all about. Oh, we like that one, don't we? Do the hokey pokey. Yeah, we play with the trunks now. Are we finished with nothing? Shall we go get some dinner? What do you want? Yogurt? Might want some of your yogurt. Shall we go sit? Put it in your mouth. You're going to help me take all this rubbish to the bin. I'm going to take your baby to his dinner. He's all done now, isn't he? Nice. Have you put the nappy on him? No. Okay. Good girl. You've done an excellent job with that nappy. Well done. Can you carry your baby? And the mat. I'll carry the mat. Good girl. You carry the wipes. Oh, you'll carry the mat. Excellent. Thank you very much. Well done. Good girl. You've been so good now. Well done. Good girl.
Surely you could see the difference.
Well, yes, obviously. I mean, I can see there's a lot going on here. It's really involved.
Yes, there certainly is. I'm curious to know, actually, who were you focusing on, the child or the adult?
Well, the child a lot at the beginning.
Did you not notice the skills of the practitioner and the vital importance of the nature of the interaction between them? Could you not see how the child felt cared for and valued? And that the practitioner used every opportunity to extend her learning experiences? How the child's experience of having her nappy changed formed the basis of her play?
So, I mean, what are you saying really, that if this happens if you get the training right, then this can happen in every setting?
No, it's so much more than training. Training alone won't do it. What needs to happen is that every early years practitioner has to understand that care and education go together and that every moment of every child's life matters.
Well, how is that going to happen?
Well, this is something I think that we could think about just over the coffee break. It's that question that we really don't know how to answer, and it's something that everybody here has to give of themselves in terms of that relationship, just as we saw Emma doing. So that question, how can I improve my practice? How can we answer this kind of question that Bernie's asking? So perhaps over the coffee break, if you could just spend a few minutes just talking about that. And then when we come back after the coffee break, we'll just take it up and just see where we've got to.
Coffee's being served in the glass